In today's video, I'll be finally giving my first mock draft of the year. I know this is wicked late, especially for me, but I've been trying to do stuff, but college is getting busy, man, but I finally found some time to do it. We're going to do a full first round mock draft with trades. The entire first round will be done, and I'm going to probably sound like a casual because I'm still not a college watcher, but hopefully you enjoy. If you do, please let me know in the comments your thoughts, and comment, and subscribe. Enjoy the video, and always go Hawks. Alright, we are on the mock draft database simulator. One of the only ones you don't have to pay for, at least as far as I know. I think I used this one last off season for the draft, so we'll just run it back with this. So we're going to start. Alright, the Titans have the first overall pick. I think this is a no-brainer. It's Miami's quarterback, Cam Ward. Probably the most obvious pick here, I think. One of the things that I'm just not a fan of what Cam Ward does is he loves to just act nonchalant, or however you say that word, in the backfield, and he's going to end up getting sacked like an idiot because of that. But the Titans will take him because they're desperate, and Will Levis is a bust. Pick 2, the Browns. A lot of rumors of them trading down. Nope, they're going to take Abdul Carter, the edge from Penn State. Probably the most surefire first defensive player off the board. For the Browns, an absolute beast, just a big hunk of man for them to use, and their D-line is going to be elite. They probably should take Shedeur, but I think they're going to tank for Arch Manning next year. Speaking of Shedeur, we got the New York Giants. They're not taking him. They are not going to take him. Why? Because they signed Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson. And plus, they still have DeVito. I don't think they're going to want 4 quarterbacks on a roster. So, they're going to take Travis Hunter, corner from Colorado. A two-way player for the Giants to use. Receiver, corner. Is he going to do both in the NFL? Probably not. Probably not. But they're going to find ways. He's going to find himself a way for that. And now pick 4, the New England Patriots. They need tackle help more than anything. So even though he has small arms, they're going to take the tackle from LSU, Will Campbell. Give Drake May a little bit of time to block so he could throw to his new receiver, Stephon Diggs. Lovely. Now we got the Jags on the clock. I think the Raiders really, really want Shedeur Sanders, so they're going to do everything they can to get this pick. I think the Raiders are going to try and trade up so they can acquire their quarterback of the future, wherever the Raiders are. There we go. Jags trading down 1 spot. The Raiders, let's throw in a 4th and a 6th. And we'll do a 5th for next year as well. Just for this pick right here. So the Raiders can draft Shedeur Sanders. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but he's the only other quarterback I think it's worth taking in the first round. But I know for a fact there's going to be another team that's probably going to reach on one anyway, and we'll get to that soon. So now the Jags, they go back 1 spot. They don't really have anything to worry about, and they get some extra picks. It would be wild to take Genty. I low-key kind of want to see that, but it's not going to happen. They need some defensive line. They need some tackles. They need a lot. But they also do need a corner, and Will Johnson is probably the best corner in this class outside of Travis Hunter. But I think it's going to be Mason Graham. Try to rebuild that Saxonville defense. Mason Graham and Josh Allen, or Josh Hines Allen, and Trayvon Walker. That'd be a really good defensive line. I think the Jags really should do it. And now we got the Jets. They need tight ends. They need tackles. They need a lot. I've been seeing a lot that they should take Tyler Warren from Penn State. Supposedly, this guy is really good if he's getting mocked in the top 10, especially the 7th overall pick. That would be wild. But, no, I think they're going to take Kelvin Banks, tackle from Texas. Don't let Justin Fields die back there, or at least not a lot. He's still going to die back there, though. Let's be real. Now the Panthers at number 8. This is where I think Tatoria McMillan will come off the board. Even though that clip of him the other day saying like he doesn't watch film and that stuff. I mean, yes, that does matter. But I don't think teams are really going to care all that much. They still will. But the Panthers really need a playmaker. They need a receiver. They need someone out there to catch from Bryce Young. And McMillan is a big body. Pretty sure he's over 6 foot. And he's just one of the more explosive options. So, Bryce Young has himself a new toy to work with. Now the Saints. The Trevor Penning experiment wasn't a good one. They need to bite the bullet on that, get his replacement. So, I don't know if they'll do it here because there's a lot of good players right here. Just look at all these edges and corners. They do need a quarterback as well. It's not worth it to take another quarterback in the top 10. I think since they lost Marshawn Lattimore last year, they should go for Will Johnson from Michigan. And now the Bears at number 10. The good old Bears. I think they're drafting Ashton Jeanty. Dude, that would be so lethal. As much crap as I talk about the Bears, as much as I say I'm not going to buy into their Kool-Aid again, if they get Ashton Jeanty, that offense can be really, really good. And if their O-line, blocks, it's going to be even better for them. Now we got the Niners. I don't think this is a question. They need offensive line. Not as much as the Seahawks, but almost as much as the Seahawks. So we got Armand Mebu from Missouri. Trent Williams is almost gone, and that's like the only good lineman that they have according to 49er fans. So, boom, get you a tackle. Now Dallas. They're probably pissed off because Jeanty isn't there anymore. Well, there's some good edge pieces here. There's also this Mike Green guy who has been just shooting up draft boards after his combine. Really impressive with that. I low-key think the Cowboys can draft Omari and Hampton. I read some, and I really agree with it. Jeanty and Hampton are going to be gone fast, just like Bijan and Jahmyr Gibbs were in 2023. I watched some film of Hampton. There's a lot of people that say he's better than Jeanty. I think that's kind of crazy, but I kind of get it because that dude's a freak. He's definitely the second best running back in the nation. Cowboys really need some receivers, though. Outside of CeeDee Lamb, what do they really got? They got Jonathan Mingo. It's really all I can think of. Matthew Golden is right here. He's pretty sure he's kind of on the smaller side of things. But, Jerry, he'd probably do it. Get yourself a receiver, Dallas. And now we got the Dolphins. They could use a lot. Teron Armstead just retired recently, so they now need an offensive lineman. They need a tackle. But I don't really think there's any worth taking in the top 15 right now. So the next best thing would probably be a corner or a safety. Not Nick Emanwari, possibly Starks. But, you know, Jalen Ramsey's getting up there in age. So get Jahdae Barron from Texas. Yeah. Now the Colts. The good old Colts. They could use a quarterback. I'm done with Anthony Richardson. I'm not going to give them a quarterback, though. That would seem wild and stupid. But they do need some tight end help. Tyler Warren, either him or Loveland from Michigan, or Loveston. How do you actually say his name? Loveland. Okay. Either him or Loveland are going to be the first tight end off the board. But I think Tyler Warren's more pro ready. And the Colts, I mean, they haven't really had a good tight end in a long time. But now the Falcons. Hey, maybe they won't take another quarterback this year. Who knows? They need some edge help though. They need just defense in general. I mean, just look at all the edge that's here, and linebackers. I mean, just look at all this. I say just go best available and go Jalen Walker. I mean, I'm sure all the options there could have helped tremendously. Now we got the Cardinals, who also need edge help. Once again, I say go best option. Even though Shamar Stewart, he seems like he's going a little bit too high in a lot of mocks. He seems like a good player. So Cardinals get best available there. And now the Bengals. They need defense more than anything. I think they should go with Kenneth Grant just in case Hendrickson does get traded or sits out or whatever happens. Get a potential replacement. Kenneth Grant, who I'm surprised actually fell this far. Now we got my Seahawks. It's either Nick Emmanwori or Tyler Booker. I've watched some Booker film and I like what I see out of him. I really, really do. So I'm going to pull the trigger and I'm going to take Tyler Booker. If he's not worth the first rounder, shoot me, I guess. I don't really care. I want a good lineman. Now we got Tampa. I don't know what my voice just did, sorry. Now we got Tampa. They need linebackers, they need corners, they need defense. I think that's where Mike Green's going to go. He could be sneaky good with Tampa. Sneaky good. Now we got Denver. I already know what I'm doing with this. They're taking Omari and Hampton. Dude, that would be a lethal backfield. For Denver, Omari and Hampton is a beast of a running back. But now we got Pittsburgh. A team that I think is going to take a stab at a quarterback. They're going to take Jackson Dart from Mississippi. From the film I've seen of Jackson Dart, from the very little film, from like the 2 compilations of film I've watched of him, he has Russell Wilson deep ball potential. He's not the most accurate guy, but he could throw a ball really, really good. And if Seattle didn't sign Sam Darnold, I would have been all over Jackson Dart. I really would have wanted him, but you know, we got Darnold, so we're fine, I think. Now we got the Chargers. I don't really think they got a good tight end. Sorry, Will Dissly, but Colston Loveland is coming for your job. Alright, now that my stupid computer decided to just kill itself midway through, I had to restart. Anyways, we're on to the Packers now. They could use a corner, they could use an edge. They could definitely use some receiver help. Because they don't really got a true receiver. True number 1. But they don't draft them in the first round. That should end sometime soon. But you know it won't. So I say just once again go best available. Get Michael Williams, the edge from Georgia. Georgia players are always good in the NFL. And now the Vikings. They definitely don't need any old linemen anymore after their stellar free agency. But Harrison Smith is probably on his last year, and I think they just lost a safety to the Colts recently. So I think they're going to take Nick Emmanwori from South Carolina. He's a really tall safety. And now the Texans. I don't care what you do, just get an offensive lineman for Stroud. Josh Simmons from Ohio State. perfection. Now, what are the Rams going to do? I say get a replacement for Jonah Jackson. And the Gray Zabel guy has been a heavy talked about prospect, potential first round pick. I think the Rams are going to take a shot on him to beef up that offensive line because it ain't the best. Let Stafford have some time before he retires. Now the Ravens, they're going to take a receiver. Which one? I think Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State. They need someone besides Zay Flowers to catch the ball. And I've heard that Egbuka is one of the best in this draft class. So take a shot on him. And now Detroit. The good old Lions. They need someone to help with Aiden Hutchinson. They just need something on defense. They need some secondary. They need just any defense. Beef up your secondary. Malaki Stark, safety from the Georgia Bulldogs. And now the Commanders. Just get anything to help your run defense. Your run defense was so poor last season. Good grief. Get anyone here. Any of these 4 people that are suggested. I'm going to go with Jahad Campbell from Bama. That just sounds like someone Dan Quinn. Now the Bills. Get something to replace Von Miller that you lost. I'll go with James Pierce. It's kind of sucks that he's fallen this far because he was like a projected top 5 pick before last college season started. He's going to be a Buffalo Bill. He's going to go to a great organization and he's going to dominate for years. Now the Chiefs. They're going to draft Luther Burden from Missouri. They need a reliable pass catcher. They need something. They need a receiver that's, that can catch a ball. That's fast. That's young. A lot. And now to end, we got the Eagles. They need a Brandon Graham replacement. They do. They need some inside offensive line. Just go best available because I don't really think they need much, and just go Derek Harmon, defensive line from the Oregon Ducks. And bingo, 1 mock draft completed with a whopping 1 trade. Phenomenal. Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe, and turn the notification bell on so you'll never miss an upload. I will see you in the next video. Go Hawks!